Good evening, this is Mac, and we are refocusing Barbados. This evening, I'm not a very happy person at all. In fact, I am pretty sad. And I'm going to tell you why. Today, a young man came into my office, and he was in tears. And he asked me if I can give help to a young family where there are 4 kids in the family, and the children haven't eaten for about a week, and that these children cannot go to school today because they have nothing to eat. I asked him, what do you need? And he said he wants some bread. You said he would get some money and give them. I said, okay, just let me know what's going on when you already get the bread, and go and assist this family. I also said to him, on a weekly basis, whenever the need arises, you can come and get the bread for the family. I have been doing this for a very long time, and it hurts. It really, 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 really does hurt to see that we have so many children who are going to sleep hungry practically every night. And sometimes the only meal they get is from the school meals. I know at certain secondary schools, there is a fund to assist these children. But these children are at school from Monday to Friday, and Friday evenings until Monday mornings they're at home. So you can imagine what happens to these children when they're at home. And the last time I commented, and that was sometime last year, on the amount of people who are hungry and the amount of children who go to sleep hungry every night. Someone commented on the page that we have always had hungry people in Barbados. Now, I did not respond to that comment then, but I will do it now. That shows a high level of insensitivity for what is happening in our country. And it seems as though, based on what I've been seeing, that we have become desensitized to this inhumane situation. It's a human tragedy. And when we become accustomed to human tragedy, or the gore of blood that we see practically every day as our young men fight and injure and maim each other, when we become accustomed to these things, very soon it doesn't jar our consciences. And I don't know when this is going to stop. I just don't know when this is going to stop. Honestly, I can't stand to see people being hungry. I can't stand to see people being hurt. But I know for a fact that the pain is real. I know, I've seen it. I've seen it in the eyes of mothers who have come to me and said, Mr. Nichols, I need some help. And the kind of person I am, I can't turn them away. I've got to give them some help. I've seen it in the eyes of young children. I've seen it in the eyes of desperate fathers. what kind of society have we become when we don't even want to take care of the poor? The injustices and pain of the poor seem to be going unnoticed. And these people are crying out for help. They're saying, help me, help me. Too many young men are involuntarily idle. Too many fathers are out of work and cannot meet their obligations. And they feel less than men. And this is a psychological situation that will develop. They cannot be men in their own homes. They are unable to protect the roofs over their families' heads. They cannot feed their children properly, neither can they educate their children properly. People, listen to me. This is becoming very, 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 very dangerous. This is a very dangerous situation. A man who is accustomed to providing for his family, then he finds himself all of a sudden unable to provide for his family. He is a dangerous man. A man who wants to work, who's looking for work and cannot find work, it becomes a very dangerous man. We have too many idle young men, too many idle fathers out there. This is not a society anymore where we used to think before we act. Our society has become very, very impulsive. Barbadians, listen to me. I'm seeing too much desperation, and too much hopelessness. This society, if it continues like this, will fall under the weight of these problems. Now I'm going to make a recommendation. We are the genesis of a lot of these problems because we refuse to do the thinking. We refuse to ask ourselves the real critical questions. And when we refuse to do that, we end up with a government like the one we have now, who doesn't care. There are people in this country who cannot get their pension checks. There are people in this country who cannot and have not received their tax returns. Do you know of any minister of government that has not been paid for a month? And yet we have civil servants who haven't been paid for 2 and 3 months. This is gross disrespect and insensitivity. And yet they drive around in their big BMW SUVs in our faces to add insult to injury. I am saying to you, and I'm recommending, I know they can come after me, but I don't care. This is what I will say. We need to stop this government. And any other government we find that behaves inimical to our interests, we have to stop it. We don't need violence. We don't need that. But peaceful protests. We must understand the power of the people. People's power always works. The people kept up the pressure on the police, and yesterday that man was brought before the law courts. It shows what can happen when we decide that we will make a stand and we will say enough is enough. Stop this government before it gets worse. People, stop them. I want to touch on the subject of, again, I want to return to it. And this is another thing I want to look at. as what is happening in the Ministry of Education and what is happening to education. In fact, nothing positive is happening in education. My understanding is that the minister or the Ministry of Education has met with the parent-teachers body and has met with the Principals Association, that body. That's my understanding. I don't know true. And yet the Teachers Union has called for a meeting with the minister, and they haven't received that meeting yet. Disrespect again. It shows the minister's intent and focus. This is sad and an ugly situation. If the minister or the Ministry of Education continues to behave in this manner, I'm telling you, one day we are going to have industrial action. The teachers are going to close down our schools. You cannot ignore them. They're the most important cog in the wheel. They make a lot of sacrifices. They work long hours into the night. They sacrifice their time to make sure that students do well. They put in a lot of effort. So the minister cannot ignore these people. They are very important. They have a very important role to play, and they will always have a very important role to play. The minister must meet with these people. They must meet with the teachers' union. He must show them respect. You know, this is real idiotic behavior on the part of the minister and the Ministry of Education. What is going wrong in there? They're behaving like a chicken that lost its head. There is no sense of direction. Nobody can tell you where the Ministry of Education is going. Nobody can tell you what is the philosophy of the Ministry of Education. What is its intent? What is it all about? What is its focus? I haven't been honestly so sad as I've been today. And I hope we really do something about this. There are too many people hurting. Too many people are hurting. Bajans, come, get up, get up. We can do something about this peacefully. We don't have to shed any blood. You ain't gonna cuss nobody. Even though Bajans develop the art of cussing. But we don't have to do that. We just tell them, enough is enough. Come, you can't have, this job is too big for you. Our people are hurting, our children are hurting. We can't educate our children properly. Listen, let's bring it to this call. That's my advice to you. Thank you. This has been Mark and Refocusing Barbados.